Aloha, this is Doug, and this is Zeus. We are from Big Island Campers on the Big Island of Hawaii. Today I'm walking you through my van called Kozy Koa. Sometimes it's important for people to watch this video if I'm not here when they come to pick up the van. But most of all, I want people to be able to watch these videos and know how the vans work, make sure that they're capable of doing, all the functions that the van required to use it properly. And also, most importantly, I want to make sure you get your full security deposit back. And the reason I want you to get your full security deposit back is because if you do, that means I haven't had to do any extra work when you bring my van back. So this video will help you understand how things, how the van works, how to drive it, and all that you need to know to make sure you get a security deposit back. So to begin with, if I'm not here and you come to pick up the van, I will have this lock box on the window and I'll give you the code and the keys will be in there. On the Kozy Koa, this key opens the door, but it won't start the van. This one with the black key fob opens the door and it starts the van. You can use the one without the key fob, put it in your, take it with you snorkeling or whatever, and you don't have to worry about it getting wet. So I think that's the purpose of that. Okay, so let's start here. Right here is your emergency brake. Instead of the hand brake, it's a foot brake. You need that if you're parked on a really steep hill, and then here's how you release it. Just pull that and it releases. You only need it, like I said, if you're on a really steep hill. If you're just going to Safeway and you're parking in the parking lot, just putting it in park is fine. So here is your lights. Pull it out, turns your lights on. This is your windshield wipers, okay, and your brights. This is a steering wheel tilt, so you can tilt your steering wheel. Okay, you're gonna notice that you have a full tank of gas. And then when you put it in reverse, you'll need to press your brake pedal down and then pull this forward, pull it down to reverse. When you go to reverse, this is gonna automatically give you a backup camera, okay? When you are driving and you're in drive, if you're going down a steep hill, this is crucial. You can, if you're 65, 70 miles an hour, whatever, use the brake, bring yourself down to like 60, 65 miles an hour or 100 kilometers per hour, and then go from drive to second, okay? That will downshift the transmission to second gear. This will slow your van down and you'll feel the van kind of surge back. You want to make sure that your RPMs, this is how fast your engine's going, it might go up to 3,500. If it's going over 3,500 RPMs, then you need to upshift to, put the brakes on, slow yourself down, and upshift to drive. But you need to downshift when you're going down these big hills. This island is one big mountain, and there's a lot of roads that are just like 15 miles of constant downhill, and you're on the brakes the whole time. There's a lot of weight in this van, and you will heat the brakes up. You might lock them up. You might end up on the side of the road. I don't want that to happen to you. You'll end up warping the rotors, and that's gonna result in a loss in your security deposit. That's a big job. That's a lot of expense. So please downshift into second, all the way up to 65 miles an hour, and then, use the engine to hold you back. When you wanna pick up speed, upshift back up to upshift back up to drive and continue on your way. We'll go over that if you have questions about it when you get here. If you're going below 25 miles an hour, you can downshift all the way to first gear. That's if you're going down to Mil'olii or Pebbles Beach or something like that, and it's really slow, it's downhill, 5 miles downhill, it's like 15 miles an hour the whole way, you're gonna want to downshift to first gear. So use the engine as a brake. That's the most important thing you need to know about driving any of my vans. Okay, so let's turn that off. Right here is traction control. If you go on some of my some of the places on the map that are dirt roads, what that does, the traction control is always on. It's for slippery, wet pavement. If you start to slide, it cuts the power to the drivetrain, allows you to recover your out of a skid and continue safely on the road. If you're on sand or gravel and you're going really slow and your tires start to spin, it's going to turn all the power off to your system, and then you're going to end up getting stuck. So by pressing this button, this is turning that off. That will allow the engine to keep giving power to the wheels, and it's not four-wheel drive by any stretch of the imagination, but it will help you a little bit get less stuck. So here's the stereo. This is Bluetooth. It's Android, Apple Play, and it's you can also plug your phone into there. It'll charge your phone. The air conditioning system in here works really well. In here is all your paperwork for like insurance, registration, all that kind of stuff. In here are here's the book for Big Island Revealed. So you should have gotten my map for Google Maps, but this gives you like every awesome place on the island. You can read all about it. And then there's just a bunch of other things in here from other places that people have gone. Volcano National Park. So all that's in there. Here's somebody that does deep sea fishing, and they also have somebody that does snorkel and manta ray tours. So that's a friend of mine. He does good work. Here's some stickers. Take some with you, give them to your friends. It's got the website on the bottom. Sometimes you'll have people come by and they're like, oh, this is a cool van, and just give them a sticker. So up here, on light for these lights in the cabin. Turn that off. As you can see, I've got the sunscreen up here. You can use these little clips to clip it up. That's really helpful. Okay, moving to the back, we got Zeus. What's up, puppy? Okay, so first thing I'll show you is how this captain's seat turns around and what's in the back of all this. Here's a little thermos that you can take on a hiking trip. You could fill it up with water, put it in the refrigerator, get it nice and cold, and it'll be ready for your hike. Whisk broom. Here's some rain ponchos. Here's a grocery bag for the grocery store. More of those. Watch out, puppy. Here's some TP, conditioner, a shiwi. This is bug spray, feminine products, dish soap, wet wipes, hydrogen peroxide. If you have a cut, or you go in the ocean and you're snorkeling and you get scrape yourself on the coral, you scrape yourself on the lava, and you've got an open wound, we have staph in the water out here. If you don't clean that out, it's very high possibility you're going to get staph infection. It's not fun. It sucks. I've had it. Many of my friends that go spearfishing with me have had it. You don't want it. So the hydrogen peroxide, we've got a shower on board. I'll show you how that works. Shower off, and then use the hydrogen peroxide and just kind of douse that open wound with hydrogen peroxide. Make sure you clean it really good. And then, you know, if you're gonna go back in the water, maybe put some Vaseline on it or something like that to help prevent, you know, bacteria from getting in. So, okay, here's some more mosquito repellent stuff. Sunscreen, after sun care. All this stuff is things that other people have left from their trips. So, well, and stuff I add in there too. So let's talk about how we move this around. So you see this little lever, whoops, right here. You pull that lever and that thing just break off. Pull that lever and that will loosen up this chair, and now you can spin this chair around like so. Okay, so it's nice, gives you a nice place to sit, face towards the rear. So in here is the refrigerator. It pulls out. You can 2 seats and lay across it, whatever you want. This you can dial all the way down to like -4, and this area here will be the very coldest. This will be less cold for cheeses and butters and things like that. So make sure that latch is closed and that lives in here. Everything has a latch on it, so you slide this out of the way. Whoops, opens up. You got coffee mugs, tumblers, paper plates, plastic plates, bowls, all that stuff, scrubber for your dishes, and then that closes so that doesn't open when you go around the turn. In here is a fire extinguisher, more TP, wastebasket. There's more wastebasket liners underneath it. There's some soap. This is a charcoal filter. So the way that works is if you're if this is pointed forward, it's going to run really fast. That's not going through the filter. As you put it back, you can kind of hear it's going through the filter, and so that water is completely drinkable. All the water that I put in the van is potable water, but it goes through that filter, kind of takes the plastic taste out of your water and anything else that might be in there. So here's a soap dispenser. You just got to push it very lightly, and if you push a whole thing, it's going to give you a handful of soap. You don't need a whole lot. Here's some kitchen towels and washcloths that you can use. There's USB ports, cigarette lighter. Those are all will charge your phones and everything. Here is a button for the stereo. So when you're camping, you don't have to have the keys in. You just turn that button on and your stereo is going to pop on. And then if you want, at nighttime, you can hit this button. It's going to go to a moon, from a sun to a moon, and then hit it again, and it's going to turn the display off. So you can turn that stereo on and off there. Here is your light, your cabin lights here. They are on a dimmer, so you can turn them high, turn them low, and turn them all the way off. The windows, squeeze these, pull it up, push it out. Okay, it's great. You can leave these windows open when it's raining. You won't get any water in here, but if you're driving down the road and these windows are open, it's obnoxiously loud. So close them, and that's good. Curtains, untie them, be gentle with the wires. You know, they tend to break, so just be gentle with them. Pull them across, it blocks everything out. And so, okay, in this drawer, you got silverware, chef's knife, lighter for the stove, bottle opener, can opener, plasticware, aluminum foil, remote control for the stereo. Here's a little first aid kit. That all lives in there. This is, here's a bag for produce. If you go to a farmer's market or something like that, that's in there. You can use the drawer for clothes or whatever, pantry. Here's some pots and pans, French press, strainer, all that stuff lives in there. And then those lock the door in place. In here is your propane. Here's your gauge that tells you that it's full. Leave it on, don't touch it, it's fine. Here's a cutting board. Please cut on there, don't cut on my nice countertops. And then here's a little slider for that. This is a pantry, just things that people have, used and left, and use what you want, add what you want. Here's some oil. You can use this for pantry. Latch your latch when you're done with it. To work the stove here, you push down this button, and let's try to get this set up here so we can watch it. So you push the button down and light it, and there you go. Keep it down for a little bit till it heats up, and then you can let go and you can adjust it. Just be careful, if this door is closed, watch your curtains, obviously, bring them to the side, whatever, be careful. We don't want to burn the house down. So, okay, I think that's everything up here. Let's go to the back. Let's go in here. This window here opens as well. Here's locks. This van automatically unlocks, but the lock that it's supposed to automatically lock, it doesn't work, and they don't sell the part anymore. So, okay, I just rebuilt this van, and the bed slides out the back, so I'm going to show you how that works. And let's talk about this fan. The black knob raises the vent hood, and then you got 4 on positions and an off position. I'll always have the top sheet on. Your blanket will be at the end. Pillowcase is on. Your top sheet will be up on one of these shelves. Here's a towel. Here's a towel. Okay. You can also use all those shelves typically for clothes and so forth. So here's another adjustable light. It gives you these kind of a nice soft glow at night. It's also on a dimmer. It's not in your face. It just gives you a nice pleasant light. So here's the shower. This has a couple different features on it. This controls how hot it is. This is winter or summer. Winter's gonna run 2 burners, summer's gonna run 1 burner. This is how fast your water comes out, okay? So the slower the water goes through, the hotter it's gonna be. This thing cooks. It has a temperature thing right here. And so if you have it at winter, you want it on the lowest setting and, kind of medium speed. So to turn it on, you just have this knob here. Turn it on, your water automatically turns on. You'll hear the heater kick in, and this is running in Celsius. It's at 32 degrees Celsius. And then you can hit this button here and it'll stop. So you can, put your conditioner in your hair, soap up, whatever you want to do, and then you can hit it again. It turns the heat back on, and the shower is going to be running. So turn it all off when you're done, turn that all off, turn this off, and then I would recommend taking this and putting it in here, because if you leave it like it was and you close the door, chances are it's gonna end up dripping on your pillow and you're gonna have a wet pillow. Okay, another very important thing that you need to know about: when you run out of water, it all comes out of the same tank. You got 30 gallons. I'll show you where the tank is. I'll show you how to refill it. But when the water starts to run out and it starts spitting air, it's obvious. When that happens, right here where the little shark is, it says water pump. Turn the water pump off. Okay? Then here's the hose. It's up underneath the bed. Grab the hose and you're gonna hook it up here and then hook it up to your source, and down here behind the rear wheel is the tank. So you'll run out of water when this tank is about full to about there. This is your suction side of your pump, and that's when you're gonna start sucking water. So you'll know when you fill it back up. This green hose is your breather tube and your overflow. So that will start shooting water out of it. Then you know you're full, turn your water off, and you're good to go. The water tank has a skid plate on it. It's about the same level as the spare tire and the rear differential. So that's where you fill it up. This is where you fill it up with gasoline. Just the cheap 90 or 87 octane is fine. So, okay, this is how the bed works. You want the doors completely open. Right here, there's a little latch, little lock. You want to push it down, and you gotta do it on both sides. And I'm doing this with one hand. I need to do it with two hands. And then you just pull out. Once you pull out, you can pull it all the way out, and you can sleep under the stars. You can sit back here, and you can have your morning coffee. This will support you. I've got it built really well, so it should easily support two people, and without problems. It generally locks. When it's out here, it locks. So the same thing: push down, push in, push down and in, and then it'll go, and it should lock in place there. So okay, I think that's just about everything. Make sure you return the van full with fuel as it was when you picked it up. Make sure you remove your trash. There's a lot of bugs here. There's a lot of cockroaches. If you do see bugs in my van, I want to know, because then I need to do an extermination on it. But okay, so make sure you bag all your food. Keep it in containers. Keep it in Ziploc bags. Anything that cockroaches would want to be attracted to. So other than that, do your dishes. If you return the van similar to how it was when you picked it up, you'll get your full security deposit back. If I've got to do extra work, like do your dishes, put out your trash, try to get sunscreen off of the van because you sprayed yourself with sunscreen inside the van or around the van, that is a pain in the ass. You cannot get it off. So if you do that, you're gonna lose some security deposit. Please take care of my van. I want to be able to give it to the next person. I want it to be in as good a shape as it is for the next person as it was for you. So keep that in mind, and enjoy your vacation. I'm always available by text or by phone if you have questions or if you have issues. So aloha, thank you for watching. I know it was long, but if you do watch this and you come to pick up my van and I'm here, I'll probably quiz you on a couple things that I need you to know for sure that you're comfortable with. So, okay. Say goodbye, Zeus. Bye. No, he doesn't come with the van. Okay.